Today's video is me reacting to Business Insider's video, What Army Recruits Go Through at Boot Camp. Original video will be linked in the description box. I'm Kylie, just another Army vet. Let's get this started.
Why are you moving? Why are you moving?
This. The look on that guy's face, oh my gosh.
Is Army Boot Camp. Before they join the United States Army, all recruits have to graduate from a 22-week program known as One Station Unit Training.
Only some MOSs or military jobs have one station unit training. I think armor, infantry, maybe military police. The rest of the MOSs like medic, computers, IT, mechanic, they just go to basic training for, I guess, 10, 11 weeks maybe, and then they go to their advanced individual school for their actual job. So this video is specifically about the OSUT, so the 22-week program for these certain MOSs, not all.
It happens here at Fort Benning, a 182,000-acre military installation. Every year, more than 18,000 soldiers graduate before joining the more than 470,000 people actively serving in the Army.
You just go to position of attention and you stay in position of attention.
On a rain-soaked week in February, we spent 4 days inside the Army's Maneuver Center of Excellence, which trains soldiers to serve in the infantry and armor branches. On day one, new infantry recruits on a bus from the Atlanta airport arrive at the 30th AG Battalion headquarters, where all new recruits are received.
You could ask any veteran or soldier or anyone in the armed forces if they remember their bus ride to the reception at basic training, and everyone will say yes. Everyone remembers the bus ride and getting off the bus and being greeted by the drill sergeants. That's something you never forget.
Listen up! You ain't got one here for you at this point. It's yes, drill sergeant, no drill sergeant. You understand? Yes, drill sergeant! And I tell you, you will pass your folders to the front!
The minimum age to enlist in the Army is 17, and the maximum age is 35. The base salary for an entry-level private is about $20,000 a year.
17 would be the age with parental consent.
30 seconds!
Assault is any unwanted physical contact and it's your hands on another individual and you're not instructed to or you're not saving their life, and they file a sexual assault and it comes down that you put your hands on this individual when you weren't supposed to, that is going to be on you. You will get kicked out of the military and then you'll probably have to file as a registered sex offender.
There is so much to talk about with that topic. I mean, all the controversy and stuff happening at Fort Hood with Vanessa Guillen and whatnot, and soldiers not being taken seriously. Sexual assault in the military, it's a real problem that they can't seem to fix. Moving on.
Do you understand?
Before they go inside, the new recruits learn some basic commands and standing positions.
Hut training time! Everyone look down at their toes. You should be able to fit a slice of pizza in between your toes. If you look around, they're gonna see you, cause you're taller than everyone else! Quickly!
You guys are going to the front, blast go!
This is the last chance for recruits to change their minds before training begins, like one recruit who decided to stay behind.
What? A last chance? I don't remember this ever happening. It's your last chance to change your mind. I'm not sure about that one.
What happens next is known as the shark attack.
Before we show the shark attack, I just want to say that as of a couple of months ago, the Army has officially removed the shark attack from basic training, which is probably the stupidest thing I've ever heard of. they've replaced it with something called the 100 yards or something. Like, they do a PT test, they do some team building activities, they try to move some ammo cans from here to there. I don't know. Absolutely ridiculous. I think the Sergeant Major of the Army, maybe, came up with this idea to do that. Anyway.
Right! That goes on! What do you want? You want what? Let's go! You're a tough guy, aren't you? Do something! Do something!
Well, it's really just a little shock to the system so we can break them down to build them back up.
Exactly what that guy said. A shock to the system to break them down so they can build them back up. If you remove the shark attack from basic training, then you can't do that. So, that's just my opinion.
We're breaking a lot of habits from the civilian world, and nothing better than a little shock to the system to establish that that drill sergeant is in charge to let us start our training.
Pick up your bag and hold it!
The recruits spend much of the shark attack holding their heavy rucksacks above their heads,
Over your head!
which takes a physical toll.
Why is that so difficult? You can't pick that bag up.
I love his face.
After about 20 minutes, the intensity begins to subside.
Oh my god. I'm sorry. Just when I see these guys getting yelled at and chewed out, it's just funny because I'm out now, so now I can laugh at all this stuff.
And the drill sergeant's tone changes
We only produce the best soldiers in the United States Army.
before training officially begins. This group of infantry soldiers in week 11 of their training, practicing on the firing range. The mood was much more relaxed,
Try to get 8 up on my level.
and their conversations with their drill sergeants are conducted at normal volumes, like when this drill sergeant educated the recruits on the meaning of the military expression 8 up.
Is a piece of 8 up gum good? You don't want something that's 8 up, right? You want something fresh. You break the seal, it smells like olive oil, right? Okay.
When it comes to certain interactions, like the one we just saw with being 8 up, yeah, you could have interactions like that with the drill sergeants, but it is still a very professional environment, and they will still smoke you, make you do push-ups, and they'll still scream at you and yell and do all that stuff. So that never goes away. But it does kind of start to, as he said, it starts to calm down a little bit. But it's not like that all the time, no.
Recruits get one of the most painful parts of training out of the way early.
Once we check your seal, you will not touch your ProMat.
This group of infantry recruits was exposed to CS gas, or tear gas, in week 1 of their training.
This is not the only time that you will have to visit the NBC chamber. I've had to do the NBC chamber at least 4, 5, 6 times in my military career. So once you get to your active duty units, you will end up going to the chamber again, depending on what kind of unit you're in and what's on the training schedule. But yeah, this is not your only time seeing the NBC chamber.
You need to file in until we tell you to stop. You're gonna place your back against the wall.
The recruits spend about 5 minutes inside the gas hut. Upon exiting the gas hut, the recruits are told to flap their arms like birds to remove excess gas from their uniforms. According to a drill sergeant, the effects of the gas begin to wear off after about 4 minutes.
Yeah, they don't really go into what the effects are, but pretty much you're snotting all over the place and like your tears and you're like spitting and you're coughing and you just don't want to touch your face. It burns and it sucks, but within a couple minutes it's over, it's done. So it's not that bad, it really isn't.
Training moves indoors, like combatives, where recruits learn hand-to-hand self-defense tactics.
I am not sure if they're still doing combatives because of the whole 2020 health thing going on, so they may or may not be doing it. At one point, I think they stopped. So, but that's okay, because if you get to your other units, Once you pass basic training and your advanced individual school, the AIT, or in this case the OSUT, then you can be given opportunities to go to the Combatives Level 1 class.
I'm trying to teach them to achieve a dominant body position. So get out of one negative position and then switch roles so they end up having the upper hand in a fight.
Recruits work up a major appetite during training. But Fort Benning is big, and they're not always within range of the dining facility. When they're training in the field, recruits are issued MREs, which stands for Meal Ready to Eat.
So when we were doing this in the field environment, yes, we would get MREs, but sometimes they would just bring mermites, green containers that were insulated, you know, a starch, a meat, a vegetable, and have some rolls and some fruit or something. So sometimes the MREs, sometimes it's hot A's or the mermites, and then sometimes you'd be eating at the dining facility or the chow hall. Just depends on the day.
Each comes with an entree, like this vegetarian pasta with taco sauce, along with an assortment of items like mixed fruit, an energy bar, and this instant French vanilla cappuccino. Recruits just add water, shake it up, and enjoy.
The vegetarian options are usually the most tasty when it comes to MREs. They're usually the best tasting ones, the pastas and stuff. One exception would probably be the veggie omelets. I'm not even sure if they still make the veggie omelet anymore. My go-to was always finding some crackers and some peanut butter and jelly. That was my go-to every single time. And if you don't get the MRE you want, or if you don't get peanut butter, you can always trade or something, or you'll be lucky enough to get some M&Ms.
Once they're fortified, recruits return to their training. Recruits spend up to 60 hours in training known as MOUT, which stands for Military Operations in Urban Terrain.
When I went through basic, MOUT was not being taught, at least to the non-combat MOSs, I think, or combat jobs. A couple of months after I graduated from basic in 2003, that's when they started doing MOUT for all basic training soldiers. As far as I know, it's still going on even for the non-combat MOSs, unless they've changed it again.
Door left, door left.
One man calls door left.
Infantrymen are expected to fight in different types of terrain and survive and win the fight. Right now, they are getting their first taste of what that's like in an urban environment.
Rolling T. All right, coming up.
In operations across Afghanistan, Iraq, we are conducting clearance operations, and it's applicable wherever we go.
Just in case anyone is looking at the soldiers and curious, but that pouch on the back with the gray opening in the middle of it, that's a Camelback. It contains water, and then that tube will go from the back to wherever they put it, and they can just take a sip of water from it.
Boom.
It's important for the future soldiers' muscle memory because they are working as a team with minimal communication, and they have to understand how that coordination works together.
Do it again.
After 22 weeks of training, these infantrymen are ready to leave Fort Benning. Friends and family gather to watch their soldiers graduate on NOA field.
So because of the whole 2020 thing happening, in-person graduation is still not happening. It's just being streamed online for the family and the friends. This video will be a part of my reaction playlist. If you get any value from this video, then please smash that like button and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Signing out. Please like that button and subscribe, and thanks for watching. What in the hell? I can't do this.